Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to City Skylines Natural Disasters. I hope you're having a wonderful day because there have been some changes to Pepper Lake that I would like to show you. First and foremost, you might notice the highway bridges are gone in favor of some more regular road bridges. And then at the very end of this, it transfers into a 6-lane one-way avenue so traffic can filter out quite nicely. That helps the traffic move, it helps it go where it wants to go, and it gives me peace of mind that that bridge in particular isn't going to back up too much, which it's actually sort of doing, so I'm a filthy, filthy liar. The bridge on the other side is similar. There are still some traffic problems in this area, but it's filtering a lot better than it used to be, and that's sort of down to the fact that this bridge carries over and into this area a little bit with a few one-way roads leading off of it. And kind of a similar story on this side, a lot of just different roads helping to filter the traffic. As for the entrance of the city, a similar story. We have a couple of one-way roads that'll get you off of here and into this area, and then you go under this road so traffic can cross over from that side without being interrupted by incoming traffic. Basically, I've changed some bits of traffic to just make it flow a little bit better. The population is a little bit higher, and the garbage that we're dealing with is also higher. We also have a bunch more incineration plants as well, but we still need more of them, so let's throw one in there. And let's get one more, which puts us to the point that we are now we can deal with the garbage that the city is producing, which is good stuff. We are still waiting on these two landfill sites emptying. That is taking quite, well, a significant amount of time. But the good news is we have a lot of industrial demand. By the way, you might be wondering why this is all empty. Basically, what happened was I was focusing on all of my roads and completely neglected to look over here and realize that those people needed water. So, yeah, they all basically died of a significant dehydration. It'll get you. It will get you. So we also probably need to get another cemetery. So I'm gonna throw a cemetery in there. Can I get one in there? No, there's a high school. We're gonna move the high school to, there, I reckon. And I love all the students. All the students are like, oh god, the high school moved! Quickly! Get back to class! We're gonna be late! We're gonna be late! That's kind of... Literally no high school student has ever said that. Oh god, we're gonna be late! Oh, get back to class! We're gonna be in trouble! Nah, that's not how high school works. It's like, oh, whatever. That's high school. No, whatever. I might be late. I might be late, but whatever. It's fine. I don't really care. I'm a Canadian Kermit the Frog. Is oh wow, that's a thing. Anyway, let's just get some paths through. Let's just get some paths around here to decorate this area a little bit. I have, like I said, moved just a couple of things here and there to, just make these roads all work a bit. I realize we now have Cemetery Road here, which is a bit grim, but, it should give us the death care and death coverage that we need. You might notice I've also gone ahead and upgraded a bunch of buildings along here to be... I've just noticed that thing's making a noise. To be high density. I think that's going to look interesting with traffic flowing in and out of the area. I think, like to move that and that radio mast to that spot, though. So you sort of have just this big view here. It's still weird looking, like really this should just be a big avenue going up here, but a big avenue isn't going to let me do this. So this is gonna do the job for the time being. It's totally fine. Totally fine. We need to deal with this industrial demand that we have, though, so let's go ahead and... I could... You know what? I'm just going to zone around this area because I haven't done that yet. And that kind of is the easiest way to get a bunch of new industrial zoning into the area without putting down a bunch of new roads. So something like that will basically... get rid of a lot of that industrial demand and also make me a lot of money, which is good stuff. Money's not bad. I don't mind money, to be honest. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I do like some money from time to time. Traffic backing up a fair bit on that road, actually. Wow. That's backing up a lot more than I thought it would. Mostly because of some bad merging going on there. I'm wondering if perhaps it would be... I wonder if it's possible to do this. No, the little earthquake sensor is causing some problems with that. Move the earthquake sensor and then do that. So that's kind of done nothing because the traffic's all turning into it's only going into 2 lanes. So that's not useful. That's also not useful. So maybe we just stick with that. It is the merging that's the problem, though. And that's kind of always the thing with Cities Skylines, isn't it? It's always the merging is the problem. I don't really think there is a simple fix for that, to be honest. I'll look at it at some point, but to be honest, I'm not that concerned right now. I don't really want to put a massive focus on traffic management right now. I want to grow this industrial zone. I also really want to get these guys emptied so I can delete the landfills once and for all, but since that's going to be taking a while, I guess, let's move that radio mast to there. Then let me go ahead and just put a bunch of new roads in here, I guess. Not really much else I can do. I'll bring a little road out to not quite there. Bring a little road out to there and up like that. And we can get some zoning around that landfill there, so that should be fine. We can bring a little road up to there as well. Which we might as well do. And then I can do something like that as well. So to there and to there. And maybe like that as well. Just to get more zoning in there, which apparently is a thing we really want. I also think I might get another bridge in here. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to wait for these landfills to be emptied before I can do that, because I'd want to turn this entire stretch of road and put a little bit across there and turn it all into avenue. Continue it across and connect it to there. Because I think that'd be a really good bridge to have. That said, I've just noticed I could do that. Just through there. So that's now all a nice big stretch of avenue there. Which is hopefully going to do some good stuff for traffic trying to get around there. Let's get some new pipes down into this space. And then get the new buildings and all that stuff in here as well. So just connect that all around and just zone the whole thing with industry. Which is what we need. We probably also need to get some offices in here. So I think what I'll do is dezone all of that. And then rezone it with offices. Then dezone all of that. And rezone it with offices. And do the same here. And do the same just along here as well. So that basically... Oh no, not that one actually. That one's fine. That bit's completely fine. But basically that's going to get rid of a lot of the industrial demand as well, because people are going to be wanting offices, which is... I've never understood in City Skylines why offices are counted as industrial facilities. It's a really weird classification in me humble opinion. But to each their own, I suppose. I'm also thinking it might be an idea to do this kind of thing, put a little road down through there. So that I can get some zoning into that space. I think that could be useful. We could do a little bit of high-density residential just there. And a little bit of high-density residential just there as well. Not the best space for it, but I'm sure they'll make it work. Then do a little bit high-density well, residential actually, but if I was going to say commercial, but apparently I clicked residential. And a bit of commercial in there. I think that'll be alright. Just get some pathways there to block up that zoning. There we go. That should be fine. that should be totally fine. Do a little path down there. And I can't do a path there, so we'll not bother. Alright! We have absolutely no demand for anything right now. And that's probably going to be the case for a little while, because this area is all completely empty, but zoned as residential. And there's quite a few areas over here that are zoned as residential and industrial and offices and commercial that just are not built right now. So we have a little while to wait before anything's going to happen. The good news is that the income is actually pretty good at the moment. And just let me have a look here. I don't have any bus. I don't have a bus depot, do I? No. Oh. Oh, no, that's a problem. That's a problem if I did see one. It might actually be worth investing in a let's see. The fire helicopter depot houses firefighting helicopters ready to dash out when needed. Firefighting helicopters can reach fires at locations with no road access and avoid traffic jams unlike ground vehicles. Firefighting helicopters are the only way to extinguish forest fires. It's 2,400 per week and 90,000 up front, but I kind of want one because I think it could be really useful. Now, unfortunately, it isn't actually going to fit in there, but I think I actually want it in there. Oh, hold on a minute. Is that... Oh, it'll fit there. Okay. I wish it would fit there. I mean, it would if I put it... I guess I can put it there. Sure. Let's put it there. Let's get rid of that and turn that into commercial zoning. And I assume they're now off to... Yeah, those helicopters now have to fill up their buckets. Which they do. How do you click on these? They're really difficult to click on. There we go. So if I say I want to follow you, you're going to fill your water bucket. And then you're going to go to fire over there, really? Oh, you put out the forest fire as well. What about over there, though? What about the fact that half of my... Half of the industrial district... Half of it's burnt down. Oh, there is a helicopter dealing with that. Interestingly, that has now been deemed safe for reconstruction. Because we have the disasters response unit here. So the disaster response vehicles came out and deemed these safe for reconstruction. Which is great. So I don't need to worry about... Oh. Well, that makes things interesting. That makes things very interesting. I kind of want to get the medical helicopter depot as well, because that could be nice. I mean, it definitely could be. It definitely could be nice. I feel like at some point I want to move all my helicopter depots into one location. I think that could be a really good idea. Just moving them all into one spot. Maybe we'll do that at some point. We'll not do it yet, though. So I'm eyeing up this large emergency shelter. It can house 10,000 people. It's 1,600 per week. It's 74,000 up front. But I kind of feel like it's probably a good idea to have one of these. It does give decent coverage. I'm sort of thinking it'd be a good idea to have one over here. Sort of just there, because it'll provide coverage to pretty much that whole space, that whole section of island. So I might do that. I might get one of these large bunkers and throw it over here. I could put it there. Or right there. I don't know. I kind of like the idea, you know, of getting one of these at long last. We haven't got one yet. It could be good. I could put one sort of in there. Just sort of off the road a little bit. But let's see. What about there? What if we put it there and sort of surround it in... Yeah, let's put it there. There we go. So that's where the large bunker is going to go. Now that creates more traffic lights, though. Which is actually a really bad thing for that area. So maybe I don't want to do that just yet. Maybe we bulldoze that bit of road. We move... Why can't I seem to... Oh, I'm moving it. There we go. No. Cancel the move. I can't actually cancel the movement on this. Which is incredibly annoying. We'll put it there. And then we'll move... hold on, what? The controls got really weird there. We'll put a medical clinic, like, right beside it. And then we can sort of build up around it as well. So, basically, the bunker is in a good spot there, where stuff's going to build up around it and basically completely hide it. Which I'm kind of okay with. So let's just do a bit of high-density zoning in there. And eventually that bunker is going to be nicely hidden. So we'll do a bit of high-density... Get rid of that pathway completely, actually, and do some high-density offices or commercial there. We'll put this radio mast sort of there. And anytime there's an emergency, we should be able to get like 10,000 people in there. Now, obviously, I can set up the evacuation route, which I think I will do. So what I think is going to be a good idea is sending this bus out and sort of down this way. So it can sort of go around that whole area and get the people right on the outskirts all the way, I guess, up there. And I'm hoping that's going to be decent coverage. Now, down this way, these guys are going to be screwed. This bus is probably not going to go that way. Doesn't seem like it would be a good idea to send it that way anyway. So we'll have a stop there. And then it can complete the line. So that evacuation bus, all 10 of them, will eventually head out in case of emergency and save me people. At least that's the plan anyway. That's the hope and that's the dream. We do have a little bit of residential demand popping up there. This area is still going to have to fill up, though. A lot of industrial demand, so I think what I'll actually do is dezone that entire space and fill it up with offices. Because then it'll actually fill up nice and quickly, which is good stuff. We could probably do the same here. So we'll go offices, which will be great to have in there. The buildings aren't going to be too tall, which is fine by me. And hopefully that's going to incentivize all sorts of other growth and demand as well. Hopefully. We shall certainly see. Now, looking at this, I really want to figure out the best way to get traffic to move here. Because it seems like... hold on a minute. What if I was to... What if I put a little bit of road going that way? Little bit of one-way road going to the left there. Is that going to do anything? Is anyone going to go to the left? I don't think they will. I feel like a lot of the traffic coming in here wants to get to the industrial zone. Yeah, not really any of it's going onto this little bit of road here. I haven't seen anyone go. Oh, there we go. There's a couple of them. But the majority of them seem to be in the wrong lane. Oh, well, there's a few of them. The majority of them seem to be in the wrong lane, though. But the good thing with a little road like this is that I could technically do that. And while, yes, that does bulldoze some buildings, that does put us in a situation where that traffic can filter out a lot better. 2 lanes are going to the right, 2 lanes are going straight on, 2 lanes are going left. So, that actually seems good to me. Then what I can do is upgrade that bit of road to be one way going in, and then bulldoze these bits of road here, and basically recreate what I've done elsewhere with the tunnels. So, there to there, I guess. Bit of a bigger tunnel than I'd necessarily like, but it's going to have to do the job. There to there, and like that. So now the traffic coming off has this entire stretch of road to go on to, and is now flowing much, much better. Obviously, that's going to clear out a bunch of the zoning that we once had in these areas, but I'll just clear it out completely and replace it completely with office zoning. I'll do the same just in there as well. I'll do the same in there as well. And that's just going to make this area look a bit more dense. Obviously, it's not all that pretty having this kind of road here, and it could look better if we didn't necessarily just have this big bulging bit of road at the end, but it works. It's quite an efficient way to do things. I could obviously upgrade the entire stretch of road to be like that. Which, I'm gonna be honest, kind of tempting. Kind of tempting. Because having two giant roads going over here would be kind of cool. But I don't think there's much point. That said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see what happens. Let's see if this looks alright. So we just upgrade this entire thing all the way over to here, bulldoze those guys, and connect them up like that. So that looks, that's a huge, unnecessarily huge section of road there. Now that bit needs bulldozed and then connected, apparently. Now why is that not working? That's strange that that wouldn't work. That doesn't work either. What's blocking it? It's that little section of road underneath. Alright. Bring that to there. Bring that to there and that to there. There we go. So that should help the traffic move, right? They all get into lane much further back. That's actually kind of cool. Now, they don't line up perfectly, but that looks cool. I actually really like it. Unfortunately, I mean, traffic is still having problems in this lane, but that is an improvement, I think. Definitely an improvement. Now let's have a look over here. You guys empty? Yeah, 3% and 19%. So very, very nearly. Let's put in a bit of the work for the bridge I'm going to want over on this side. So, I think it is going to have to be a curved bridge, isn't it? It is probably going to have to be a curved bridge. So that is like, what's the height on this? I think by default, that's 12 meters, isn't it? So that should be 6. That should be 3. So that should be 9 meters there that I'm raising that up to. Which should be a decent enough height. I guess we'll find out. What if I bring this across? Where does that go to? So, but there and curve. So if I go to that point and sort of curve like that. That is a very, very strange looking bridge. Very strange looking bridge. Don't know if I'm a fan. Maybe this should just go straight across. Kind of like that. That might be better. It's not very pretty looking, but that definitely might be better. I think that works a bit better. I mean, I can adjust the terrain a little bit in this area to make it look a bit better. I'm also aware that I haven't actually connected it to the avenues the way I was planning to, but as a sort of immediate help for the traffic flowing through the city, that is going to be good to have. That said, I think I want to adjust it. Because it's annoying me. The layout of that bridge is really annoying me. I want it over here. I want it to be like 3 meters off the ground. I want it to be going like that. I think that looks better. Yeah. That immediately to me looks a lot better. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to figure out the best way to get traffic on and off of this thing. My thinking is I could do a couple of one-way roads. You know, one that sort of goes off like this and connects to there. That's a very rough sort of representation of it. Then one that comes in from somewhere and connects like that. Unfortunately, though, we don't have traffic management, do we? So maybe I won't do that. Maybe I can just get this to work. That actually lines up pretty well. Surprisingly. So that's not so bad, actually. That's really not so bad. Hold on a minute. Can I get this curve to work perfectly? I think that'll do. Ooh. Bit of a weird dip there, but hold on. Can I do that? Can I get that to not dip in a weird way? I don't know if I can. But that's fine. Let's just do that, I guess. That's fairly level, so that's fine. That's completely fine. As for the avenue, I guess it can... I guess I can upgrade all of this. And then just come across to here, the whole way up there. I can't do those bits, that's fine. That's because there's an incineration plant right there. If I upgrade you, I do need to fix a bunch of the industrial zoning around there. So if we just do that, this road can connect to this avenue, which is good. So I should be able to go straight like that and connect this in one way or other. Not really sure what that way is going to be, but I guess like that. That looks fine to me. That's a lot better than what we had. So traffic can flow across that, and that's another way to get to the other side of the water, which is good. It should take a bit of the load off of these two bridges here, which is exactly what we want to do. The population's still growing quite nicely. We have a little bit of residential demand, a little bit of, well, medium industrial / office demand as well. That looks all right to me, though. And generally speaking, traffic in this area is, it could be better, but it's getting there. Traffic coming back across from that side is also getting there. I think I kind of want to get rid of this entire industrial zone at some point and actually make it line up with the rest of the grid of the city, because it is slightly off, isn't it? But we'll deal with that at some point. What I would like to do is, I think, a sort of fairly major redevelopment of this kind of central area. I think we'll start with down here, though. So I want to get rid of all of that low-density residential zoning from this area and replace it with high-density. And I think I'll do the same with the low-density commercial zoning from here as well. And we'll slowly go through and replace most of the zoning in these fairly central areas with, why did I just do low-density again? With high-density stuff. That way the population can, grow a fair bit. Obviously, getting rid of all of those buildings is going to knock the population down by a few hundred. That's fine. But having the bigger buildings come back in is going to mean that the population will both recover and then get higher than what it was before. Now let's have a little look at services. Water is definitely something we're going to want to look into. I also saw a comment that was explaining the tank reservoirs, and basically the explanation for those was that if your water pumps get destroyed in a disaster, the tank reservoirs will be there to make sure that people still have water whilst you are fixing the pumps or whatever. So that's actually a pretty good explanation. That makes a lot of sense, and I feel like a bit of a dum-dum for not figuring that one out, but there you go. That's water and sewage sorted. Electricity is fine. Garbage isn't good. We actually do need another incineration plant. So we'll get one just there. We'll also bulldoze you. Then I think move some of these incineration plants around to this space a little bit and just move them all along a little bit. There we go. That's good old incineration road there. But just throw a bit of zoning in there. And D's on that bit. So that should be fine. That's a bunch of incinerators. That should solve a lot of our problems. You are empty at long last as well. So we'll zone all of that. And 10% full. That's fine. Okay, I guess we really should start expanding more into this space over here. That does seem like a pretty good idea to me. I also really want to... This thing's actually doing pretty well. 90% food. We've got the 10 buses, all that stuff. So this is... Considering we have quite a few things that are operating with fairly high running costs, the fact that we're making $4,500 at the moment is not bad. Definitely not bad. I would like to be making more money. And I am aware of the fact that all of my budgets are sort of, my water budget's kind of low, which is why water is something that keeps running out. My garbage budget could also be higher. I might knock that budget up, actually. I don't think that would be a bad idea. Because it would mean I can probably get away with less incineration plants. Let's knock that up to 100% and see what happens to my income. And let's also have a look here. So, yeah, our incineration capacity just shot up to 480,000 units per week. So we can probably get rid of a couple of those. Yeah. We have a capacity for almost 100,000 more. Hey! We finally got the crematorium! Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That means I can get rid of the, these guys. Which is good. I can get rid of the, what do you call them? Cemeteries. There you go. Forgot cemetery. That's, it's an interesting word to forget. Let's get a crematorium. Now, they are expensive, admittedly. They are a bit expensive, but we'll get a few of them. We can put one just sort of over here somewhere. There. We can get one just over there. And we'll get one more in there. That should be good. So, cemeteries have how many vehicles? Does it tell me? It has a capacity of 3. I love that it calls it patient capacity. It says deceased stored on this one, so 10 hearses. How much do you have? 105 is your capacity, interestingly, but you don't. You have 105 in terms of like storing the bodies. You actually have less hearses. But I think we'll probably be okay. Let's go ahead and start emptying out these cemeteries, which actually have quite a few bodies in them. We have 35 full lifespans lived here. Not bad. Still not that many, though, which is worrying, but I'm sure we'll manage. We probably do want to get a few more crematoriums into the city as well, but we'll deal with that at some point. As for today, though, ladies and gents, I'm gonna leave it there. Bit of a different episode, not really managing much of the disaster response stuff or anything. We've been dealing mostly with roads and making sure that they function, which they now do, which is beautiful, beautiful stuff. The next road to deal with is probably going to be this one, because there's a lot of traffic trying to get into that area. So what we could do is immediately jump in with a few of the 6-lane roads, which might let the traffic just flow a little better. So that might help things. It might not. We shall see. But for today, thank you kind of for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!